Hey everybody, this is Derek, aka known on YouTube. Thank you for clicking on my video. And I haven't recorded in the past couple days. I've just been really, really busy. And then I started that GoFundMe for I'm gonna have to make a separate video just all about that. And it's only gonna be like a few minutes. So I don't want to like take up this video with that. So just know that I'm gonna make a video to just kind of like explain why I need that and anyways, all of the above. So, but we're gonna get back to some reactions and back to some requests. Um so I'm focusing a lot on the Patreon requests, of course. And of course, VoicePlay is gonna be at the top, right? So someone I'm so sorry. I was, like, looking through Patreon, through the group chat, through the individual chats, and then I was looking at the post that I made for everybody to drop their requests, and I can't find who requested these, but I'm just gonna collectively say the Voice Play fans because you guys always say it doesn't even matter, just pick something Voice Play and then, we'll love it. So there's 2 videos, and I'm gonna put them in one because the first one is actually pretty short. So the first one is called Voice Play Member History. It's only 3.5 minutes long, and this should give me a little sense of, like, well, I'm not quite sure if this is gonna go back to, like, how they grew up together, like, in school, but I'm pretty sure, like, Earl is gonna be shown in there. Is there anybody that you know what? I'm just gonna watch it and find out. Then the second one is called Hearing Loss: A True Story, and it's from Geoff Castellucci's, um, what do you call it, channel, and, I guess this is about his wife, Kathy, who suffers from what is known as cookie bite, hearing loss, and diplacusis disharmonica. This is the story of her hearing loss journey. We hope it helps a few of you along your journey too. So, sounds very, very interesting and personal. So, as you guys know, I love other people's stories, challenges, and successes, and all of that stuff because that kind of stuff interests me. Which is why I do a lot of documentaries that I do, even if the individual is not necessarily my musical style. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get to it. Let me go. We'll do the first one. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, yeah. We'll do the first one now. So I'll go ahead and go full screen. And this is, oh, put on my headphones. This one is Voice Play Member History. Voice Play has had various members over the last 25 years. Okay, that was way too fast. Over the last 25 years, here is a timeline over who and when they were part of the group. They started out as a group of friends singing together in middle school choir, then to singing as a barbershop quartet in high school. So let me just see if I'm correct, but that would be Layne, Ellie, Geoff, and what it is, his name just escaped me, Earl. Um, before adding a beatboxer to the group. That is why they called themselves 4 to 5. Gotcha. They went from 4 to 5 members. Okay. Okay. Geoff Castellucci, bass. Layne Stein, baritone. Earl Elkins Jr., a tenor. Michael Kilgore. Okay, so I think I did one reaction with him. So obviously I was wrong about some of the the original members. So Layne was the beatboxer that they added in. So he was the 5. So we have Geoff as for the first 4. Geoff, um, Earl, Michael, and Scott. Oh, My bad. I was thinking Layne was the beatboxer. Hold on a second. What did it say on Layne's? It called him the baritone. Okay, so you had Geoff, Layne, Earl, Michael, and then Scott Porter. Okay, so I was completely wrong in what I said. So let's keep going. I didn't even know that there was a beatboxer before Layne, or maybe it just didn't sink in if somebody told me. So these are the founding members of 4 to 5. Interesting. I don't know why I was thinking that Ellie was one of the ones that went to school with them, but I guess not. I knew George. I knew Geoff and Earl. I wasn't quite sure about Layne, but I do remember now that I think Vidoin told me that Layne was part of it. So I don't know who this Scott dude is, and Michael, I think I've only seen once in my reactions. So in 1990, wait a minute, did they even say when they formed? Hold on. Well, they said it was in high school, but it doesn't give the year. Well, it says the last 25 years. So, um, okay, yeah. So we're really going back to like 1999, 2000. So it says in 1999, Michael Gilgore left the group to pursue his career on Broadway. Earl replaced him as high tenor. Okay. So that was 99. So maybe I did it. Oh, no, no, no. He must have like been like a guest featured singer on one of the ones that I reacted to. Okay. Earl replaced him as high tenor. James May joins the group that same year. What? Stop it. James May joins the group that same year, taking Earl's former spot as tenor. See, so I have not been introduced to James May at all. So I don't know Scott. I don't know James. So at this point, I'm assuming this is still 1999, that same year. Okay. So this is 1999. So VoicePlay now is Geoff, Earl, James, Scott, and Layne. Is that Layne back there with the buzz cut? Hmm. And is this Geoff in the orange shirt? They look so different with like young. But in the middle, okay, so obviously I can tell Earl, but James and Scott are like these two blondes over here. Okay. So I don't know James and Scott. So it's James May and Scott Porter. It's going to be difficult for me to remember their names because I'm not seeing their names regularly like the other members, but one time Michael was hired back into voice play as a sixth member, as seen in this picture, but he soon went back to Broadway again. Okay. So you got Earl in the back, James and Scott in the back. Then you've got Geoff, Michael, and Layne. Okay, cool. Scott leaves the group in 2003 to pursue an acting career. With a tour coming up towards the end of the year, the group hires a new beatboxer to replace him. Dave Baumgartner, beatboxer. Okay, now I have never heard this dude either. So it's Dave Baumgartner. Geoff had been teaching Layne how to beatbox. Oh, okay. And when Dave left after ending his 6-month cruise tour, Layne took the full-time spot as beatboxer. Okay, so I'm assuming I probably don't even need to like really remember this guy too much, unless they've had him as a guest beatboxer or anything like that in future videos. I don't know, but Layne took the full-time spot. So that's interesting that Geoff was the one that was teaching Layne how to beatbox. That I didn't know. At this point, the group is a member short and are only doing a few gigs here and there. So Layne, hold on, I knew they were going to do that. So Layne temporarily takes the baritone spot and they just perform as a quartet instead. In 2009, James May leaves the group and they hire two new members. Ryan Reed, good grief, how many people were in this band? Okay, Ryan Reed, who's a baritone, and then Danny Allen, who's a tenor. So, never heard of these two. So, the group now is Ryan, Earl, Geoff, Danny, and Layne. And of course, having Earl, Geoff, and Layne being the originals here. And it's still called 4 to 5 at this point. In 2010, a rock tenor starts filming in on multiple occasions. Oh, filling, not filming, my bad. In 2010, a rock tenor starts filling in on multiple occasions. Yay, Eliezer Jacobson, a tenor. The tenor, Danny Allen, leaves the group in 2011 and is permanently replaced by Ellie. So I'm wondering if if this was like maybe they knew. Okay, so this is 2010. In 2010, a rock star, oh, not a rock star, a rock tenor starts filling in on multiple occasions. So I'm wondering if, because it says filling in, so maybe Danny Allen was already kind of maybe having other prior things. You guys can let me know, like, if that's how it kind of was. Like, did they bring in Ellie filling in and then eventually knowing that he was going to take his place? You guys can let me know. But he eventually was replaced in 2011 by Ellie. The baritone Ryan Reed leaves the group and is replaced by a new, for God's green earth, and is replaced by a new Barry tenor in 2011. The Tony Wacom. Why do they call him the Tony Wacom? But anyways, he's a baritone. 4 to 5 changes name to VoicePlay in 2012. VoicePlay now consists of Ellie, Earl, Tony, Geoff, and Layne. And you can see that they're getting a little older now. They don't look like the high schoolers that they were. Oh, I love Ellie's Muppet shirt. Um, oh, I like Tony's Phantom of the Opera shirt too. Tony leaves the group in 2016. So we went from 2012 to 2016. It was a little jump. 2012, changed the name to VoicePlay. Okay. So then 4 years later, Tony leaves the group to pursue his passion for behind the camera work. He becomes the co owner of Patty Cake Productions with Layne. Okay. So he's still, at least at this point, he's still involved. He's just behind the camera. Oh, and co-owner of Patty Cake Productions with Layne. While the group is searching for a replacement for Tony, they have a few others fill in temporarily during their gigs, like Eric Winger and Paul Sperazza from Toxic Audio, but they are just subs and not members. Paul Sperazza, seen in the Chicken Song video on YouTube. Okay? He looks like Keanu Reeves that didn't get any sleep. um, Eric Winger with Ellie. He kind of looks a little bit familiar, but I'm not quite sure. After an extensive audition process, the group finally decides on the new baritone in 2018. Okay, so Jay Nunn, he was the baritone. Wait a minute, what year was this? 2018? Yes, 2018. So VoicePlay is now, see, now we're getting into the area where I'm going to be more familiar with. Geoff, Earl, Ellie, Jay, and Layne. So this is 2018. Earl, one of the founding members of the group, decides to leave for personal reasons in 2020, a few months after the COVID pandemic hit the globe. Okay, his replacement has not yet been found. Hmm. By the way, when was this video put together? Okay, 3 years ago. In 2021, Jay decides to join the Navy Choir for a 5-year contract and leaves the group, leaving the group with only 3 members. So that would be Geoff, Layne, and Ellie. Intense 2 months of auditions later, the group finally settles on the current new baritone. Cesar De La Rosa, the baritone. So as of today, the current VoicePlay members are Geoff, Layne, Ellie, and Cesar. Because he's Spanish, it's not Caesar, it's Cesar. Cesar De La Rosa. Cesar. But if you're going to pronounce it in English, then it would be Caesar. But it's Cesar. And they are currently still on the search for that final 5th member. So, hold on a second. Who are we missing? I mean, that's pretty much the end of this. So, hold on a second. Geoff, Layne, Ellie. You just put a bunch of pictures and names in my head, and now I have to picture like the current lineup. Hold on. Geoff, Layne, Ellie, Cesar. I'm gonna have to cheat, guys. Let me go on Patreon and look at one of my like reactions or something because I literally do not remember. Okay, let me go under posts. Okay, that's Geoff Castellucci. That's Cesar. Okay, so VoicePlay. Okay, so here's this was somebody's request to Drunken Sailor. Hold on a second. You know what? This is really. Hold on a second. Okay, so that looks like in this video. Oh, you know what? Oh, wait a minute. They had this other singer in here. But there is Layne, Ellie, Geoff, Cesar, and 2 other people in here. Let me see if in the comments if you guys let me know who these people are. Okay, there was a Jose. Jose's rich baritone. Hold on a second. Did we even get into Jose in here? I don't remember a Jose, unless I like literally just forgot because I mean I do have ADD. Okay, I don't know who that was. And then there's Bucky. This was after Earl left. That is Jose Rosario Jr. And the drunken sailor is Bucky. Okay, so this is Melody today. Oh, this is me today. Let me know that. So they didn't say anything about Jose Rosario Jr. here. Um, okay. So I'm reading a comment from Earl left in mid 2020 and Jay Nunn left for the Navy in 2021. Jose Rosario Jr. is the guest whom you are calling Earl. I'm so sorry. Okay, I recognize Earl now. Um, but anyways, it says Jose was previously in VoicePlay's Hoist the Colors. Um, Bucky, the drunken sailor, was briefly a VoicePlay member in 2006-ish, 2006-ish. But they never brought out Bucky in here. So Mike Cal left in 1999, and then Earl. Wait, what? Oh, and then they just moved Earl to a high tenor. James May. So this is helpful, but I don't think it's like completely concise. But you guys can like fill in the blanks for me. But um, okay. So it still doesn't answer my question of who the current member is. Um, you know what? Hold on a second. Here's what we're gonna do. All right. Okay. I guess the main four. I guess this is the main four, and then I guess they always have like little like guests because they have like the K-pop Demon Hunters when they have featuring Grace Kinsler. So is voice play right now Layne, Geoff, Ellie, and Cesar, and then you just happen to have like other. Hold on a second. News, Patreon, newsletter, um, store, contact, tour, media. Huh. I guess I could go on their Instagram real quickly. Where's their Instagram link? Let's go to their voice play channel. They should have the links here. Okay, now who's shown in their. So you've got Layne, Ellie, Cesar, Geoff, and I can't remember this dude. He doesn't look like Jay Nunn. He doesn't look like my Cal. He doesn't look. I don't know who that is. Let's go to their videos and see like the most current ones. Um, because I did the latest one that they did a month ago. Really? That was the last thing that they put out? A little too not over you with David Archuleta. So there you've got the, I guess you could say the permanent four. So you've got Layne, Geoff, Ellie, and Cesar. Same thing with K-pop Demon Hunters. Hit the Road Jack I haven't done, but it features DJ Young. Wait a minute, they didn't have DJ Young in the video. They never mentioned DJ Young here. Join Us for a Bite featuring Rachel Potter. Okay, for a second I thought it said Porter because I don't have my glasses on. I was going to be like, oh, is she related to Tony? Now this one, The Devil Went Down to Georgia, featuring Jay Nunn. All right, All My Life. It's KC and JoJo, whoever they are. I guess pop artists. But now who's featuring Jay Nunn? Okay. We All Live Together. So I did that one featuring Jose Rosario. And then Hunt the Sky, I did that one featuring Jay Nunn. Okay. So you can correct me if I am wrong, but at this point, I am understanding that VoicePlay right now are 4 permanent members. Geoff, Layne, Ellie, and Cesar. And then they always have one of their previous members come in, or someone else that they know come in and get featured to be a 5th member. But I don't think in any of these is it just those 4. Wait, hold on a second. Yeah, it looks like they always have a featured member. You know, Thriller had Jay Nunn. Okay, Michael Gilmore had Stand By Me, and he was like the original, right? He was one of the first ones. Yeah, he was one of the first ones. So you know what? I probably need to do Stand By Me. Just to get I know I've already done one with Michael, but I'd like to do another one. Oh no, you know what? He was in Be Prepared. Okay, so I did that one. I've done quite a bit actually, but I do still have a lot to go. Um, all right, very, very good. So this was helpful, but because they didn't mention everyone, it also kind of was slightly confusing, but it was helpful. It's just not 100%. Um, but let's go ahead and go into the next video, Hearing Loss, a Story. And this one, I probably don't have to pause so much and, you know, unless I have a thought that I want to say or share. But let's get into this because I'm sure Geoff is going to get into detail, and I'm assuming that his wife is going to be in this. So let's go.
And welcome back.
Oh, hold on a second. What on earth? Okay.
If you're new here, hello. Glad to have you. My name is Geoff, and I usually make music videos. But this video is going to be a little bit different than what I've been doing lately. And as you can probably tell from the title, it's about hearing loss. Now, it's maybe not the most exciting topic, but it is something that's important to think about, especially in my line of work. And it's also something that is most likely going to affect, I'm not sure, all of us at some point in our lives. In fact, it's affecting someone in my life right now, my wife, Kathy. Say hi, Kath.
What?
Perfect. So this is Kathy's story, and we thought we'd share it with you. Now, some of you out there may already...
And she's an integral part of VoicePlay's work and success.
Already know this because I've mentioned it on occasion, but Kathy was diagnosed with profound hearing loss in both ears right after we got married in the summer of 2007. That's Kathy. Now, notice the lack of people holding up cell phone cameras in the crowd? That's because this was pre-iPhone. Because I'm old.
Wait, what year did he say again? Hold on.
Of 2007.
2007. Yeah, he's right. That is like pre-iPhone. I remember, I think I got my first iPhone in 2010, and I think it was the iPhone 3GS. 2007, I don't even remember what I had. Did I have a Motorola or whatever was popular back then is like what I had.
That's Kathy. Now, notice the lack of people holding up cell phone cameras in the crowd? That's because this was pre-iPhone. Because I'm old. But what does it mean, though? What is pre-iPhone? Well, it was a very dark time, and we had to hide from dinosaurs a lot. No, I'm kidding. The dinosaurs were our friends. Seriously though, what is profound hearing loss? Well, here's an example of what you would hear if you have normal hearing. The one and only thing a gambler ever has is a suitcase and a trunk. So notice how everything sounds like full, clear, and robust. Now this is what someone with Kathy's kind of hearing loss hears. It's a pretty drastic change, and as you can probably hear, the lyrics are muffled, the music is distant, the fullness of the sound is missing. It's like you're listening to your neighbor's music playing through your wall. Now, having some sort of hearing loss isn't all that unusual, and according to the good people who study this kind of thing, 1 in 8 people in the US, or about 30 million folks, have hearing loss in both ears. So if you know more than 8 people, there's a good chance that you know someone with hearing loss. But only about 2% of adults have disabling hearing loss. Kathy just happens to be in that small percentage. She's very special. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, how did this happen? She's so young and pretty and smart and wonderful. And yes, you'd be right about all of those things. But to tell the story of how we discovered Kathy's hearing loss, we've got to go back, like centuries ago. Literally. Kathy and I met in 1997 when we were both professional Christmas carolers. It's a real thing. We were both trying to make a career of singing, and there were a lot of opportunities in Orlando where we live for singers who can move well.
Now, I don't think anybody has ever told me that she is a singer. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking like she just does sets and outfits and costumes and stuff, but I didn't know that she was a singer as well. And that's also interesting having the hearing loss.
And so we auditioned a lot and got cast in a few things around town. One of them being the Beetlejuice Rock and Roll Graveyard Review at Universal Studios.
Actually, they look pretty cool. And as you guys told me that he hates dressing up and putting on costumes and makeup and all that kind of stuff. Um, I, on the other hand, would love that. But then again, there's an actor in me, so there's that.
We were so pretty. Kathy and I had started dating right around that same time. This was like in 2004 or something. Additionally to working at the theme parks, we were both performing as much as we could. I was working with VoicePlay a lot. Kathy had a few bands she worked around town with. Long story short, we were both doing a lot of music-type performance things. Most of them were pretty ridiculous. Don't judge me. You know I look good in a bear backpack. Anyway, as part of our employment at Universal, they required us to get yearly hearing tests to make sure they weren't ruining our hearing, and mine always came back normal. Kathy's, on the other hand, did not. It was right around the same time that I noticed that Kathy always had the TV up just like a little too loud, and she always thought I was mumbling, which, in retrospect, is a huge red flag for hearing loss. If that sounds like someone you know, if it sounds like you, go and get your hearing checked.
That's really, really important. So this is, very educational. Not only just them telling their story, but also giving out this information. I do actually know somebody with hearing loss and that wears a hearing aid, and he's also subscribed to me. He's not on Patreon, but he's subscribed to me on YouTube. So my friend Johnny. So Johnny boy, if you're watching. Um, but yeah, so I was thinking that when he says 1 out of 8 people, and I was like, oh yeah, I definitely know one person that has to have a hearing aid, and he's young too. He's younger than I am, and but anyways, let's keep going.
By the time we stopped working at Universal in 2013, Kathy's hearing had really deteriorated. Not only that, but unknown to either of us, she was also suffering from something else, which I'll explain in a minute. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, you guys were musicians, you were exposed to loud music, pyrotechnics, and
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
the agonizing, nightmarish hell of being a theme park performer. Of course you have some sort of hearing loss. Well, not so fast, Fasty McFasterson. After seeing hearing specialists, doctors, genetic experts, we were told that Kathy's hearing loss is degenerative. So it's not caused by any kind of environmental or external stressor. It was just always going to happen. And believe it or not, lots of musicians deal with hearing loss. Folks like Phil Collins, Huey Lewis, Grimes, will.i.am, Moby, and of course, Beethoven. Although, to be honest, Beethoven doesn't really deal with hearing loss so much anymore because, he's dead.
What? I say he dead.
Shout out Beethoven.
Okay, that was funny. That took me out for a quick second because I love that episode of Family Guy when they're talking about Colonel Sanders and KFC. He dead.
What? I say he dead.
Shout out Beethoven. The thing that made Kathy's hearing loss so difficult to deal with was not only because she was so young, but as it turns out, she also has something called diplocusis disharmonica. Like I said, she's very special. What this means is that one ear perceives a sound normally, but the other ear hears the pitch differently, which is something that we didn't even realize existed at the time. For example, if I play a C on my pitch pipe, Kathy hears the C in one ear and some other not quite C tone in the other. It could be a B or a C sharp, who knows? So combined, it would sound like this. Gross. You can see why performing or listening to music would be confusing at least. Trying to match pitch and stay in key became a real problem for her right around 2009, which is when she got her very first hearing aid. She just got one, just for the ear that was in the very worst shape, which looking back, might not have been the best decision. Why? Well, I'll let you hear it right from the source.
Hi.
Hi. Well, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so just to give everybody an idea of what your hearing is like without your ears in, can you take them out for a second? I'm gonna cover my mouth because you also read lips pretty well.
Yes.
So I'm gonna cover my mouth and I'm gonna talk. You see if you can hear what I'm saying.
Okay.
You ready to try?
Yeah, you want me to take them out?
Take them out. Let's see. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Let's see here. I think you're just the prettiest.
I'm not getting anything.
How about, do you like to eat shampoo?
Do you like candy truffles?
I do like candy truffles. Okay, so now let's see here. So our cat ate our goldfish.
Say it again.
Our cat ate our goldfish.
Yeah, it's like I'm not doing a good job. I'm in COVID world now. I'm not used to reading lips anymore because everybody's wearing masks.
Yeah. Okay, we'll put them back in. So it makes a big difference. So tell me about the experience of first getting that very first hearing aid. What was that like?
The addition of the first hearing aid was somewhat helpful, but also it threw me a little off balance. So it was not very long before I started wearing two.
You said something interesting that you felt because you just had the one. You said you felt off balance. Can you
Yes.
kind of explain?
There was still a loss in the other ear. And so now the one with the hearing aid was getting just an overload.
Would it be like putting an earplug in just one ear?
Yes.
And the other ear is like normal.
And not even normal, just like the other
Right.
ear was like, whoa.
Super
freaking out.
super ear.
Yeah, so your ears are getting, and your brain is getting used to all this new information that's coming in.
That's so funny that you mentioned that, because I remember right after you got that first hearing aid, we were walking through a store, or maybe it was like Starbucks or something, and you're like, "Oh, that's weird. They're playing music in here today." And I was like, "No, they play music in here every day. You're just hearing it for the first time." Huh.
So things like background music,
Mm-hmm.
the humming of lights, your own footsteps, just all of these things, appliances, you're hearing all of it so loud.
It's like
for the first time.
overwhelming,
Yeah, it's
right?
very
Yeah.
overwhelming. But you just have to kind of push through it and allow yourself to adjust. It can also seriously like make your ears itch.
The hearing aids. That's so weird.
So I would always like yank them out and just
So after you got that very first hearing aid, we found through Layne's wife, Cindy, a fantastic audiologist, shout out to Scott McWilliams, who fit Kathy with a more powerful set of ears. And it like totally changed things for you.
It's important to find an audiologist who's willing to take the time to help you get the hearing aids programmed in a way that fits your specific needs.
And he's not the only one out there. Like he's
That's the thing. Find
he's just
the
real
ones that
super
are
good.
willing to be, kind of on that journey with you. Ultimately, hearing aids have made a huge difference in my life, mostly because I can now ignore you on purpose.
That's funny. I love their dynamics together. But yeah, this is really great information, you know? So I don't know, maybe this is gonna help somebody that's a subscriber, one of my subscribers, and maybe this is something that you're dealing with, or maybe you didn't know that you were dealing with this and now it makes sense. So if that's the case, then yeah, um, go do what Kathy's saying and go search out like the best audiologist. Is that what it's called?
Instead of on accident.
Ouch. Like aside from the obvious benefits of being able to understand conversations and be part of the hearing world, what are some of like the downsides to the technologically enhancing your hearing that people might not know about?
The world sounds tinnier. You have to remember to take them out. Anytime I go in, get in the shower, there have been a handful of times where it's been touch and go. And
Don't
I'm
you
like,
think about
"Oh."
my wife getting in the shower? One of the ones that I people like would never think about is just like hugging.
Oh yeah, the feedback.
Can
you hear that?
Can you hear it? You always have to have the subtitles on. I've just gotten so used to it, and now if subtitles aren't on, I feel like I'm missing some stuff. But like going to the movies would be difficult
Yes.
because obviously a theater isn't going to subtitle their things. They have like these subtitle glasses that they're offering
Which I
now.
haven't tried yet.
Well, no, we haven't been to the theater, and
Once again, it's like,
we have a
That's interesting. I didn't know that they had that. Subtitle glasses. Huh. And from what they were saying, I think this was recorded during the lockdowns, 2022, February 2022. Yeah.
some stuff, but like going to the movies would be difficult
yes.
because obviously a theater isn't going to subtitle their things. They have like these subtitle glasses that they're offering
Which I
now.
haven't tried yet.
Well, no, we haven't been to the theater, and
Once again, it's like,
we have a
He said that they're offering. Does is that like if you request it at the movie theater that the movie theater will give you those glasses? Or is this something that you have to buy and then bring to the movie theater on your own? You guys all have to let me know. I mean, I know I can search it on Google. I get it. But anyways, let's keep going.
4-year-old and also COVID, so we don't do anything
right.
because we're
That's true.
super boring.
I can't hear an alarm clock, and I don't sleep with my hearing aids in, so waking up in the morning, somebody has to wake me up.
Bad thunder and lightning. She has no idea. Leave us a comment and let us know. It's a thing that we've kind of struggled with. If there is an emergency, or if there's some sort of something and I'm not home, I have no idea how you'd be made aware of something like that. Like if somebody has to get a hold of you in the middle of the night or whatever, I'm sure there's solutions out there. So if you happen to know of a way to solve that problem, hit us up below.
We think we may have solved the waking up problem with a sunrise alarm clock.
Well, I still wake you up.
He still has to.
Yeah, it turns on and it starts going. I'm like, hey, turn that off.
Social gatherings or parties or anything like that, just everything is, you hear everything at the same level. So if there's music or there's a lot of people talking, it's like I hear just everybody's just a sea of sound. And so I shy away from conversation.
Right, because it's hard for you to distinguish speech from just any other kind of noise.
Yeah.
And we take all that stuff for granted. That must be something else to have that kind of a challenge, which is daily and all day.
Even the person right in front of me that I'm trying to talk to is just as loud as everything else in the room. It's just hard to do. We usually get in the car at the end of the night, and what do I say?
What were they talking about? I said,
Give me the scoop. Like, what was so-and-so talking about? I have no idea.
We're partners in crime. Partners in crime. Those are a lot of the downsides to wearing hearing devices, but there are probably some upsides. Like, what are the benefits of having this technology in your ears all the time?
Once they came up with Bluetooth capability, I can now mute anything that I want. Right on my phone.
I don't know why you'd want to do that ever. There's nothing ever happening here that is loud. You also do this thing where you'll be on your phone, like she'll just be like doing whatever, right? And I'll be talking to her and she has no idea because the phone sends audio directly to her hearing aids without her having to wear any headphones, AirPods, what have you. So like, if she doesn't tell me ahead of time that I'm watching something, I'll be having a full conversation with her and I'll be like, Kath. So are there any other additional unexpected benefits?
Well, one thing I can say just from the whole experience of hearing loss in general is that it's kind of given me a greater sort of compassion and empathy. You never know what challenges someone might be facing. It's like my disability is not visible. You can't look at me and know. Most people would not know. Correct. That I was dealing with that. So having that experience myself helps me to give others the benefit of the doubt. If you're an aggressive driver, though, I'm not gonna.
Oh, yeah, get out of the way. Now, why make this video? What's the point of it all? That's actually a really great question.
Well, I just think it's a conversation that is good to have. Hearing loss is it's more common than you would think. You know, when I started to experience it, I was looking for answers or anything that would help me get through that process.
Right. So if this is a jumping off point for a larger conversation, that's awesome. Additionally, protect your hearing. If you damage your hearing, it's gone forever.
Right.
Earplugs, like little foam earplugs, they cost, I wish I had some with me. They cost like nothing. And they will literally save your hearing if you are exposed to loud sounds on a regular basis. Like I spend all day with cans on, just like working, arranging and listening and singing. So it's just like, when I'm out, earplugs. Thank you for sharing everything. Is there anything that you'd like to say to anybody out there who might be going through something like this or just discovering their hearing loss?
Try not to give up, obviously. Anything can happen, even if it's not hearing loss. Anything that is maybe derailing your path, it's okay to give yourself some time to be sad or angry about it, and then allow yourself to get past that. Try to be open to whatever comes next.
Could be anything.
It could be anything, and you just never know. I mean, I fought it for a very long time. I tried desperately to hang on to what I was doing at the time because I felt like that was what I identified with. And after a few years of going through that whole process, I found out that it was okay on the other side because there were other skill sets that I learned. There were other things that I found were fulfilling to me that I may not have known about, before if this had never happened to me. So for anyone going through anything like that, give yourself that ability to like try and see what might be on the other side for you. It may be great.
That's so true. It's all about being flexible and adaptable. You know, um, like somebody like let's say like all their life they train to be like a certain athlete or whatever, but then something may happen and they may not ever be an athlete ever again because of some accident or surgery or something like that. And you know, at first an individual can think, well, my life is over now because I can't be an athlete, but that doesn't mean that you don't have any other skills. It doesn't mean that it doesn't make you less of a person or a human. And there's always something that you can do. Sure, maybe your career in that aspect, um, but maybe you can even use your education in that. I think with maybe a lot of men, um, and probably more so straight men that are into athletics, um, and sports probably see it as because maybe it's just ingrained in them, maybe from their fathers or something like this is what you are, boy, kind of thing. But I don't know. I'm not quite sure. But what was the point that I was trying to make? Oh yeah, so that kind of answers my question about like why I didn't know that she was a singer before is because it was all before this transpired in her life. And like she said, she learned new skill sets that she would have never learned before. And obviously she's like amazing at doing sets and costumes and the whole nine yards. And she's such an integral part of voice plays, videos, and performances and stuff like that. So um, this was really, really great. Let's finish it
Well
off.
said. I'm super proud of you.
Oh, thank you. I'm super grateful for you.
Shall we hug it out?
Ow.
There we go. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Take care of your hearing, take care of each other, and I'll see you soon.
Nice, very nice. This was
How's
really
my
great.
face?
Good.
Good. You look way prettier than I do. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you or someone you know is experiencing hearing loss and needs more guidance, or if you'd like to donate to a hearing loss charity, we've dropped some links in the description below. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.
All right, very good. So there we have it. So that was Geoff Castellucci and Kathy Castellucci doing or film making the video Hearing Loss, a True Story. Very inspirational. Very good on Kathy on being so open. And I truly admire that because that's kind of how I am. I was just hanging out with a friend. What's today? Today is Tuesday. So I was hanging out with some friends on Sunday and I hung out with somebody that I hadn't really hung out with in a while. And it was great catching up with them again. And he was just kind of like, yeah, it was great seeing you. And you're so real and it's so refreshing. And I don't know. People always say that to me because I am what's the word? I mean, I am what I am, and I've done what I've done, and I'm doing what I'm doing. So, I don't see a need to like, be hush hush about certain things. I mean, obviously on video, it's different. Like I always say, I leave religion and politics out. I don't talk about social commentary. Well, you know what I mean, like social politics. I don't get into all of that stuff too. Um, I'll mention it, but I don't get into certain things. But anyways, this was really great. Can't believe this is like almost an hour video, but I did want to take my time and kind of absorb all this information, especially that first video. But the second one was, again, it was that was a real story, and I really loved. I know they're never going to see this video, but thank you, Jeff, and thank you, Kathy, for being so open, for being real, and for also educating us. Taking something and turning it into something that's educational for other people, which is exactly what I do with like my past struggles and things of that nature. So, anyways, thank you so much. This is going to go up on Patreon today. Don't know when this is going to go up on YouTube. I'm still in the middle of doing my 2 weeks of not posting, and then I'm going to start posting next week again. And I'm recording a special video tomorrow with my friend Mike that will be the first post back up. And I need YouTube to, what's the word? I guess I forgot like how they worded it in that video about like how to reset your algorithm, but YouTube needs to come in and see what my channel is all about, and hopefully, like, if I do the description right and the hashtags right, and if I do the thumbnails and the titles, and I got to be strategic as possible. But let's see what happens, and then slowly roll out some of the videos that I've already recorded, and I have in a video, I have in a folder on. Well, this is my dad's Mac that I use, and that's why I'm funding for like for my own, because the time has come. This one is never mind, because I said I was going to make a separate video. So let me go ahead and end this one now too. But when this video goes up on YouTube, I will have the links to the original videos in the description, and I will have Geoff Castellucci's socials, so you can go follow him. And then if you like this video, then I hope that you will press like and subscribe to the channel and share the video. And if you're on a mobile device, then go ahead and click hype on the video and leave lots of comments down below too. That's really going to help the algorithm. So thank you so much, everybody. And for all the support, thank you to all my Patreon members out there. And thank you to all my subscribers. And I will catch you all soon.